Hello friends, so today we will be discussing chapter 6, measurement of physical quantities. So let's begin. Okay, the heading physical quantity. Now the thing is, every day we need to measure somewhat everything. For example, you might have heard 1 liter milk, 1 kg wheat, among most of the things we use in our household. So yeah, in daily life we measure everything. So quantities, just a moment. Quantities such as mass, weight, distance, speed, temperature, volume are called physical quantities. Okay. Now each quantity has, as they say, a value and a unit. So both are used to express a physical quantity. Now the case given is 2 kilometers. So 2 is the value and kilometer is the unit. Okay. Now first let's deal with scalar and vector. Okay. What is scalar? Scalar is a quantity that can be expressed, let me change the color to professional looking black, by its magnitude alone. Okay, you don't need a direction. For example, say the area of the room is maybe 5 meters square. Now from whatever side you look, area won't change, or the temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. Now wherever you look from, the temperature won't change. Hence, anything which does not depend on direction is a scalar quantity. So example here given are length, breadth, area, mass, temperature, density, time, work, etc. Okay. Now vector quantity, that is expressed completely only when, now mind it, you need both magnitude and direction. Okay. Basically, for example, the example given is displacement of 20 kilometers towards the north. And second example given is the aeroplane flying at a velocity of 500 km per hour towards Mumbai. Now towards Mumbai, this is a direction, and 500 km per hour is what you called a magnitude. Okay. Now let's first come to mass. Mass is the amount of matter present in a substance. Now one thing is, mass has a natural tendency to resist a change in its state, which is called inertia. Now for example, take a table, try to pull it or push it, either way. Table has a mass and it resists a change in its state. This is the inertia of table. Table does not want to move. It does not want its states to change. Okay. Mass is the qualitative measure of inertia of an object. That what value does inertia have? I call that mass. Okay. The larger the mass, the greater the inertia. In simpler term, I have to say, the heavier the object, the more difficult it is to move it. The table, for example, I was taking that the heavier is the table, the more pressure you require to move it, because it has greater inertia. Mass is a scalar quantity, naturally, because it's not like what I measure 3 kg onion in Nasik becomes 3 kg, does not become 2 kg onion in Delhi. The 3 kg onion in Nasik stays 3 kg onion in Delhi also. So mass does not change. The quantities, however, are different. Mass and weight are different. We will discuss weight later on. So gram and kilogram are your unit of mass. Generally, I have seen we use kgs as one of the standard units. So weight, when we measure in grams, kilograms is mass and not weight. Now what is weight then? The gravitational force. Okay, I should implement it better. The gravitational force that acts on this mass is called its weight. Okay. Gravitational force by which the earth attracts an object towards the center is called the weight of an object. I'll give an example. Since I'm taking Earth, let's take it blue because the planet is the blue planet. Here is the Earth, here is its center. So by what force an object is pulled towards the center is called the weight, and the amount of matter is what is present inside the body is mass. Okay, I hope you're clear that mass and weight are two different things. Now the thing is that different places have different pull. Okay, so weight is different at different places on Earth. Okay. Now, one of the things, it's a really interesting fact, so I think it should be covered first, that in moon, the pull I speaking of, in moon, the value of pull is low. Hence, our weight is lower on the moon than on the Earth. But one thing to remember is our mass is same. Our body is our body. That does not change. But the pull changes. Okay. Hence, our weight is different on different planets as well. Would it be possible to use one and same quantity to measure physical quantities such as mass, weight, distance, velocity, temperature? Of course not. Mass and weight together are very different quantities. They shouldn't have the same thing, and the others are as different as these quantities get. Okay. In everyday life, we measure many different physical quantities. So, as these physical quantities are different from each other, specific unit is used to measure each quantity. Now, the try this has two experiments that basically tells why do we need measurement. So one thing is, take a string and cut the string equal to your 4 hand spans, basically from your thumb to your finger. Expand them and that is your 1 hand span. Take 4 hand spans and then cut the thread. Compare it with the threads done by your friend. The lengths won't be same. Similarly, if you try, the second experiment is, you try to measure the length by your hands. So naturally, if it might be possible that you take 4 hand span, or your friends maybe 4. Sorry, your hand may take 5 and your friend's hands may take 4. This is not standard. We require something standard. Okay. So on the right we have a table on prevailing system of measurement. Okay, it's MKS. Basically the type is, the MKS stands for meter, meters, kilogram and time. Sorry, not time. Meters, kilogram and second. MKS is meter, kilogram, second. Similarly, CGS is centimeter, grams, seconds. CGS. Okay, this is the unit. So meter, distance for meter, mass in kilogram and time in seconds. And CGS, centimeter for length, mass in grams and time in seconds. Now in MKS system, which is actually most standard used of measurement, distance, mass and time are accepted as fundamental quantities. Okay, these 3 quantities are used to measure all the other quantities. So basically, if you have mass, distance, mass and time, you can derive any other quantity. Okay. So what is a meter? What happens is, you take, the world agreed on one particular distance. Okay. And this was called a meter and then adopted a standard of measurement. But why was there a need in the first place? Because as we see, all the above quantities are variable. One hand span is different. Okay, one hand span is different for every person. So this does not result in standard, and that may result in differing quantities. Okay. Now let's come to fundamental quantities. Now, at least there are thousands of comparison we need to make. There is a lot of need for very different kinds of units we need to make. But some units are called fundamental units. That is how you define it. It is enough to select a few out of the many quantities and standardize their units. You can see from the above example that units of the quantities length and time need to be standardized. Okay, because take velocity example. Velocity is equals to distance upon time. This is standardized. This is standardized. This is automatically standardized. This is automatically standardized. Okay. Then I take a case example of acceleration. Acceleration is equals to velocity upon time. Basically the rate of change of velocity, which you will learn. So basically this is standardized, this is standardized. So this is automatically standardized. Mind it, this is standardized indirectly because d by t both are standardized. Okay. So basically such units are called fundamental quantities and their units are called standard units. Okay. Of course, a standard unit must be available to all and it must not be variable. Naturally, what we define 1 meter should be same in Delhi as well as Maharashtra. It should not change. So what is it? International system of units. An international system based on the 7 fundamental units. Okay, is called System International, SI unit, which is used all over the world. Also called metric system. Okay, now coming to the box, that as a standard of mass. Now you need not remember this but it's better to know, but you need not remember this per se. A solid cylinder made of platinum iridium alloy. Why this particular alloy? Because it is really stable with respect to atmospheric parameters. As per international agreement, this mass is called 1 kg. Okay, so whatever comparisons are made respect with this cylinder. So official accurate copies of this prototype are kept in standardizing laboratories or institutions all over the world. But the main one is kept there. Okay. The next thing is how to define 1 meter. So 1 meter is by the 2 fine lines are engraved on a platinum iridium bar kept in the International Bureau of Weights and Measures at Paris. Again, platinum iridium is very, very stable with respect to corrosion. The chances that units will change is really, really less. Okay, the second part is same, that official prototypes are distributed to all over the world. Okay, now time is defined. What? The time required for 1 revolution of Earth is measured by means of accurate device, which is taken as 24 hours, though it's some 23 hours, 56 minutes, blah blah blah. 24 hours. Standardized second, 1 hour is considered 60 minutes and 1 minute 60 seconds. Okay. Now, great scientists, I won't go into much details. Now, the importance of accurate measurement. Now, we have seen how important it is to measure quantities, but the measurement has to be accurate. Okay, the first problem was there was no standard measurement. Now that problem has been solved. Secondly, how to ensure that we get correct measurements. For example, if I want 1 liter milk, that 1 liter milk should be 1 liter and not half a liter. Okay. How accurate a measurement must be depends upon its purpose. Like for example, the rate of gold fluctuates between 25 to 35,000 per 10 gram. So even 1 gram of gold is worth huge money. But for vegetables that are 200 rupees for 1 kilo, we don't bother with just 10-20 grams. It is more or less adjusted. Accordingly, an appropriate device has to be has to be used for the measurement. Naturally, because you will require a greatly sensitive device for gold, whereas for potatoes, the device that shows till grams is really good enough. Measurement of substances that are very precious and of great importance and used in very small quantities is done meticulously and accurately. Like I said, gold. Due to advancement in technology, devices that measure very small very small magnitudes of quantities like distance, mass, time and temperature are available now. For example, distance and time in connection with very important sports competition, mass of gold, body temperature, etc. Remember, in sports competition, even some milliseconds decide the difference between the first and the first runner-up. So yeah, devices should be really accurate. Now, major causes of errors: not using the appropriate device. Like for example, trying to use the device used to measure weight of potatoes to measure the weight of gold. No, it will give, the result won't be incorrect, but you won't use a machine which is designed for tens of kgs for some grams. No. And second, not using the device properly. Maybe the person doesn't know how to manage the device, because sometimes the devices that are digital, for example operated with buttons, do really have some issues. Okay. Do you really get as many liters of petroleum as the petrol pump indicates? Okay. To ensure that this is necessary to check it against a standard measure from time to time. This is called standardization. Okay. Similarly, it is necessary to standardize the weights and measures used in the market. For example, if you go to a shop and say that, brother, please give me a machine that can measure 1 kg. So this machine has to be certified that this machine has to measure it. It has to be standardized. It has to be made in such a way that it reads 1 kg as 1 kg and not 0.5 kg. Okay. Similarly, as petroleum, the instrument should be made in such a manner that it reads 1 liter petrol as 1 liter petrol and not say 2 liter petrol. Though people try to manipulate a lot of times. While buying things at grocery shops, the vegetable market, remember to look out for the following and tell your guardians to do so too. Does the balance carry the stamp of standardization, departments of weights and measure? If no, then the device may be inaccurate. Not deliberately maybe, but it's not accurate. Is the balance stable? Is the pointer of the balance upright? Ideally, it should be. But if you observe the vegetable vendor, he does not allow us to check whether it is stable or not. Always check. 3. Is made up of metal? How is the balance held? Mostly yes. Mostly the vegetable vendors use the one made up of metal. 4th, has the underside of the balance being tampered with? In some cases, yes. But most of the cases, no. So as they say, the box, as I read, to prevent consumers from being cheated, a weights and measures subdivision functions as part of the Food, Urban Supply and Consumer Protection Division of the government officers. Okay, it should be full stop. Officers of the subdivision visit different places from time to time and ascertain whether the weights and balances being used are proper or not. Basically, sort of raid, if I use the term, though technically not correct. Okay, so basically what they do is they visit the place and they check that, okay, is the weight standardized? Is everything good? If yes, well and good. If no, then there are some separate punishments which I'm not aware of. They go, they check now and when. It is binding by law to use standard weights and measure. It is also a function of the weights and measure subdivision to grant licenses for the production, sales and repairs of weights and measures. Okay, that basically this division, the division mentioned the weights and measures subdivision, it has authority to check whether the proper weights are used or not, and it also has the power to issue to say that yes, this particular weight used is correct, to check any device and say yes, this particular weight is correct. Okay, now some additional unit in dams, for example 1 TMC, a lot of happens when there's rains. So what basically is 1 TMC? 1000 million cubic feet. 1 cubic feet means 28 liters. So basically 1 TMC is this a really big quantity. Okay, that is 28.37 thousand million liters. Okay, thank you.